My doorbell camera sends me a notification every time someone walks up to my door. For 3 nights now, it's been sending me notifications at 4 a.m., motion detected, person at the door. And every single time, the video clip it saves is 12 seconds of my own empty porch. I want to be clear about something before I go any further. I installed that camera myself. I know how it works. It's a good one, the kind that can tell the difference between a person, a car, an animal, a swaying branch. It only flags person when it sees a person, a face, a body, the shape of someone standing where someone shouldn't be. It doesn't flag shadows. It doesn't flag wind. I checked the settings 100 times this week. I know it doesn't flag wind. The first notification came Monday night. My phone buzzed on the nightstand and lit up the ceiling. The little banner said, "Person detected, front door, 4:02 a.m. I figured it was a delivery driver who'd come absurdly early, or a neighbor, or a drunk kid who'd wandered up the wrong path. I tapped the clip. 12 seconds of my porch, empty. The motion sensor light was on. It had triggered, which means something crossed the yard, but there was no one in frame. Just my welcome mat, my dead potted plant, the corner of the railing. Nothing moved the whole 12 seconds. Then the clip ended. I told myself the camera had glitched. A moth on the lens, headlights from the street, something. I went back to sleep. Tuesday night, 4:02 a.m., person detected, front door. Same time, to the minute. Same empty porch. Except this time, in the last 2 seconds of the clip, the motion light flickered, the way it does when something passes underneath it and breaks the beam. Something close, something just below the camera's view, standing right against my door, too low or too near for the lens to catch. I didn't sleep after that. Wednesday, I did everything a reasonable person does. I checked the footage from the whole night, not just the clips. I scrubbed through hours of it. And here's the thing that started to scare me, really scare me in my stomach. From about 3:50 to 4:02 every night, the camera recorded normally, the street, the occasional moth. And then, at 4:02 exactly, for 12 seconds, the audio cut out. Total silence, not the soft hiss of a live mic, nothing, a hole in the sound. And then at 4:03, the crickets came back like someone had turned a dial. I called the company's support line. A nice, tired man walked me through diagnostics and told me my camera was, in his words, perfectly healthy. Then he paused and said something I didn't ask for. He said, "It's only flagging a person because it's seeing a person. The detection's working fine. Whatever's setting it off, the camera thinks it's a human being standing at your door."
Last night, I decided I'd had enough. I set an alarm for 3:55. I made coffee. I sat in my front room with the lights off and the live feed open on my phone, and I watched my own porch in real time, and I waited. 3:58. Nothing. 4 o'clock. Nothing. The street was dead. The motion light was off. 4:02. My phone buzzed in my hand. The banner dropped down over the live feed. Person detected, front door. But I was looking at the live feed. I was looking at my porch with my own eyes through the camera, and there was no one there. The notification was telling me a person was at my door at the exact same moment the live video showed an empty porch. Both true, both happening at once. And then the audio cut out. That clean, total silence right there in my hand. The crickets gone, the hum of the refrigerator behind me, still there, in the room, in my real ears, but on the feed, nothing. I was 3 feet from my front door, on the other side of 1 inch of wood. I did the thing you're not supposed to do. I lean toward the door, slow, and I put my eye to the peephole. The porch was empty. I could see the whole porch, the mat, the plant, the railing, empty. But the peephole is a fisheye lens. It bends everything outward, curves the edges, so you can see almost the whole doorway, except the very center, the part directly in front of the glass, which always looks slightly dark and close and blurred. And in that dark center, an inch from my eye, on the other side of the door, something breathed on the glass. I watched a small circle of fob bloom on the peephole and then shrink, and then bloom again. In and out, in and out. Right there, waiting for me to look. I haven't opened that door since. I've been sitting in my car in the driveway since sunrise, recording this, because the car feels like the only place that thing hasn't decided is its. The camera's still up there on the wall by my door, still watching, still healthy. It's 3:51 now. I have 11 minutes. If you've got one of those cameras, and most of us do now, I want you to do one thing for me. The next time it tells you there's a person at your door and you look and you don't see anyone, don't assume the camera's wrong. Assume it can see something you can't. Lock your doors. Sleep well, if you can.